Howdy folks, Don Bruce with Immersive Vehicles here for the new update of version 14 and a release video to show you of all the fun things that you get in this, update. So, anyways, it's been about a month, and so usually that means update time, and this month is no exception, but there's a few more updates in version 14 that I think y'all will rather enjoy. So, let's get started. So the first thing that some of y'all have actually asked for, and I think is a good idea, is for cars. Now, nothing really has changed on the cars. I mean, they still drive, they still shift gears, they still admittedly have troubles on hills. We are working our best to resolve that. But one thing they have now that a lot of you will probably appreciate is right down here, a little gear indicator. So if you decide to, say, start up your vehicle in say first gear, you know that you are going to run straight into a wall. It also helps when you first put in an engine, it will show up in neutral, so that'll basically keep you aware of why you can redline the dang thing and it has that problem. So, let us move on to the hangar, because of course there are cars, but this update is actually more about planes. As you can see, it also shows you what gear you're in, which is obviously the same thing it does in manual mode. Automatics and manuals having the same system. Come on. Best of backing up, of course. And there we are. Okay, so, in as far as planes. Now, the Eclipse 500, I've been hearing many reports of problems starting this plane up. And we have been listening, and I would say we have addressed it, but perhaps not in the way y'all have thought. So, let me start this one up and show you what I mean. Obviously, let me make sure parking brake on, that's good, magneto, and you start this right engine up right here. Again, noise. Now, there we go. He's up. But as you can see right there, that battery gauge is looking pretty sad. In fact, I can pull it up here on the HUD. You can see he's kind of at the bottom of his run. So if I was to say, turn this engine off, and, of course, again, he's at the bottom there, so if I would try and start him again, lights go out, and he's dead. So, this here would lead you with a dead plane that you would have to replace, and that really is just not the fun thing to do. So, what do? Well, you have a plane here without a battery, and you have a Scout here that has a perfectly charged battery from driving around. So, I'm sure we can find a way to get these suckers to play nice, so let's go pull the Scout into the hangar. And shift it into gear, that would help. Okay, parking brake on. And now we are going to grab ourselves some jumper cables. As you can see, you use it on an engine to select, use it on the second engine to link, and they'll exchange power. And that'll automatically unlink when the power is equivalent between the two vehicles, or if they're too far away from one another. So, if I walk around here to this engine on the airplane, and I go walk around to the Scout, transmitting power. So as you can see right there, the electrical needle is starting to move, my lights came back on, and there we go. So perhaps if I wait just a little longer, no, there's not enough battery power. So what we can do is just put this guy into neutral and make sure we watch our temperature a little bit so we can get some extra amperages out of the charging. In fact, it would not hurt for us to take that out and put the electrical gauge in there so we know basically how much we have. So again, battery is running nice and high. Shouldn't have any troubles. As you can see, I'm still discharging a little bit, which tells me that there we are, same battery level. Come on, pilot seat, dang it. So that ought to be plenty to charge up. There we go. So that engine's running. So again, if I wanted to, I could again link my jumper cables from that engine to that engine, borrow some power from the Scout. So between that and the power off of the jet engine that's currently running, I'll have a little bit more power to start that secondary engine. There we go. And once again, battery level is done, and they're disconnecting. Of course, this works in reverse too. Should you have your car die, you can use a plane to start it up. Now, anyways, that's one of the bigger things we've had here. So I think I'll just leave this plane off for the moment, because he doesn't really need to be on. So that's that. So jumper cables to make sure cars are good, and an indicator for the cars. All nice. Now, as far as planes go, I said this is more of a plane update, and I kid you not. Voila! The Ford Tri-Motor is finally, after many months, back into the mod. Y'all can thank Neonor for this. He's the one who actually went and textured the dang thing from my shoddy textures. It's slightly different, as you can see, from the old model. We've made a few tweaks. One of them is gave it an actual interior. And if I can get to go up seats, which I don't seem to be wanting to do, can get up here. You see there's an altimeter up there. That was one of the earlier things we had where there's actually instruments on the bulkheads here in the real plane. And so you can actually customize it with whatever instrument you should see fit. As well as in the real plane, come on, no, silly me, the walls aren't there. So you can customize it with the little indicators and gauges, and these show up on the engines themselves out here. Again, like in the real life variant. The other thing y'all might have noticed is that when I placed the tri-motor, it placed completely assembled. And so that's a long requested feature that we've also put in the mod. If you go and say I take this Scout with all the gauges and seats and just turn it into an item, and then I place the item, it actually has the entire properties of the vehicle you picked up. That way you don't have to go and keep a bunch of frames and everything just explodes on the ground. And if you want to sell pre-built cars, you have the option. Now, we're not going to put them in the creative menu because that would be way too many things in the creative menu. But if you want to, again, keep a pre-built vehicle and just like make copies of it, and boom, now you got 64 pre-built Scouts. You break one, you place another. Easy peasy. Don't have to put wheels and tires and engines and all that stuff. So, get rid of that guy. So that is that, and I can basically show you the tri-motor. It obviously has 3 motors, and they're the same motors that are on the PZL P11. Now, one of the things about the tri-motor is that because it has 3 motors, and due to the high power to ratio of the tri-motor, it really doesn't need that much power to take off. As you can see, I'm already taking off, and I don't have to keep my engines going that fast to actually gain altitude. And that's mainly because it is designed, again, by real-life standards, to be able to fly on 2 engines. Such as happens when you're built back in the early 1920s and early days of aviation, when engines were about as reliable as Nintendo's rear impact safety rating. So I can just take this middle engine off, And as you can see, I'm still flying quite capably. If I was to floor the engines, I will still gain altitude, and quite high altitude at that. Anyways, I want to get down now, so I'll just run this sucker into trees. Wanted to run into trees. Darn it. I just went down. Fake plane, let's go for that. Or I'll just hit it and break something. Oh well. Don't know where that went. Anyway, so that's the tri-motor. That is a model that some of y'all will be familiar with, some of y'all will be happy with. I mean, it's certainly a big plane for servers that have, say, more than 6 people that fit in a Vulcan Air. I don't know why you'd have that many people in a plane and how you could even get that many people in a plane, but it's there. The only other thing that we have, oh, well, barrels. Yes, barrels hold fluid. I can't remember if we had them in the last update, but you just put them in the back of, say, anything that can hold crates, and just right-click them with lava buckets. They fill up with fluid. Now, be aware that if you fill a vehicle with fuel-type fluid, and the said vehicle blows up, you will not have a happy time. Fully fueled GMCs turn into car bombs of sorts in crowded city streets. Some of our server owners doing testing found out that the hard way when they accidentally shifted into reverse. They should have gear indicators on their vehicles now to avoid that. Anyways, again, that's new. Got some decor like always. Nothing really changed here except the addition of some jumper cables. The only other thing that is new is this. We have finally implemented code to allow for guns in immersive vehicles. Now, it's not fully fleshed out. Currently, the only type you can have is, you can see there's a fixed mount gun, but we do have other types planned. Again, all those properties you see there are configurable per the JARSIN we have. But let's go basically show this one off. So I'll need that. I'll need a propeller, of course. No, I don't need rolling stone slabs. And of course, the PZL P11C is going to be the plane that has a gun. We're not putting them on MC-172s after all. So we've got that, got the engine. We're going to need a landing skid. We're going to need, I think it takes medium wheels? Not sure. I think it takes that. Okay, let's see if that is a medium wheel or a large wheel. I don't really recall. Yep, that's a medium wheel. So again, plain gun, we got that. Of course, the PZL P11C holds 4 guns. So put those guys on, put the landing skid on. I'm going to need a seat. No green seat. I guess I'll take a gunmetal gray. That fits. Lovely. And I think that's it. Well, that would be it. Well, hold on. Let me put an airspeed indicator. Those will always make life easier. Just so I actually know how far and how fast I'm going. And tachometer would help just in case. I don't think I'm going to actually need anything else. So, if you go into here, you press P, you can go into aircraft keyboard. Gun, right now I have set to space. That's the default. I figure if you're going to be pressing things on the keyboard, the fire button should be the biggest one because that's the one you care about. Anyways, I'm going to turn the inner windows off so I can actually see through the sights of the gun. And this HUD can go away, or at least go like that. That's not bad. Now, of course, if I press space, nothing happens. And that is because I don't have any bullets in the gun. Now, as you can see, this bullet is a normal bullet. The quantity, 250, is the quantity that is basically how much it reloads the gun. As you can see, the gun has a bullet capacity of 250, so it holds one section of these bullets. Now, one thing I should say is that the benches to make the guns and the benches to make the bullets aren't ready yet. So there are some modeling issues that we haven't sorted through. Rest assured, you can still get them in creative. You could set up a command block or just throw them in chests with like little loot rewards in there. Or if you just don't like PvP, you just don't include them to begin with. but we will get to the making of things anyways. As you can see, item.gunbench.name is what we have to deal with, and clearly that's not a model you want in your world. So please do be in the ignoring of that. Anyways, so if I right click the gun with the bullet, it makes a reload sound. Same with that one. Same with that one. And same with that one. So all of those three should be reloaded. And it should be reloaded. So now I start. Oh, no, hold on. Start the vehicle up. Let's try that again. Why can't I do a... Why is that not working? Gun is space. Yes. Should be. Unless I have a, another thing on here. No, I don't have... No, I don't have a joystick in. Why is that not working? Did I bind it to the wrong key? I would not be surprised. Okay, there it goes. So, not to self, it just had to wait a little bit. And of course, the bullets are kind of small, so they're kind of hard to see. But you can see them. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some target practice. And where's some good targets? Some good targets. Oh, where's those dang spawner eggs? There they are. Oh, what's easy and big to hit because I can't hit the broadside of a barn. Where's the dang slime? Slime. No, not a cube. There we are, slimes. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm in peaceful. Let's go to... Oh, fine. Hard mode difficulty. And I'll just spawn a whole bunch of slimes down this runway because, again, I can't hit the broadside of the barn, so if I'm going to be strafing, maybe I'll hit one of them. Maybe I won't. Who knows? The one thing I should mention before I take off in this airplane, and I'm going to make sure there's no sound playing, is that due to the somewhat wonky physics of immersive vehicles, the PZL P11 has a little bit of trouble taking off. So what you need to do is let it speed up a bit and then pull up. It'll hop a little bit, then it'll level off, and then it'll pick up more speed and take off. We're trying to resolve this. It's hard for me to do just because I don't fully understand the physics behind it. If there are any coders that are decent at coding physics type simulation-y things or just helping me with that out, if y'all would be able to come by and sort of bounce ideas off of the wall with me, I'd appreciate it. I really don't like the way it takes off, but it's what there is, unfortunately. Anyways, back to shooting things. Okay, make sure I have that up so I have my speed and tachometer. Brake is off. Again, well, propeller's going to kill some of the slimes, so I guess that works. So again, do that. Pull up a little bit. Maybe I wasn't going fast enough. Come on, plane. Plastic propeller. Well, I'm going to either run out of runway or I'm going to crash into the ocean. One of the two. I don't intend on running into a barrier, so who knows, maybe this will help or not. Or I'll just fall into the water. Well, that's just fan-freaking-tastic. That's okay. I will do my... Again, I do not know how to fix that because I am not the best coder. So again, if there are any coders that understand that, then please do help me. 82. Maybe I didn't have enough power into the propeller. Maybe I was dragging something. Who knows? Well, there's, of course, the option of just going up to the top of a mountain, taking off. That is always a good option, or just taking off from the top of an aircraft hangar right here. And because, again, things get kept, it makes life easier. I don't have to recreate the entire dadgum plane. Well, except for the fact that, okay, so the plane's sticking through the roof now. That's just lovely. And this plane is sitting there. Did I break my... No, did not break my landing skid. Okay. And I don't know if... I'll put some more bullets in there. I don't know if I used them all or not. Okay, take two. Note to self, you have to increase the throttle a little bit to get it to catch and stay. That one is a totally my bad thing. Alright. Ramp up, ramp up. Again, see? It takes off, it actually stays taked off. And where did my slimes go? Where did my slimes go? Dang it, I just spawned those suckers. Okie dokie, well, I got a slime alright. Those things despawn. Oh well, I'll just change it to night. Maybe some will spawn. They don't seem keen on doing so. Bullets work, so that's something. If I can't hit anything, then what's it matter? Ah, well. Yeah, I guess that'll be the end of those adventures. If Minecraft doesn't want me to kill things, then whatever. Only other thing I should mention is that airplanes now drop some crafting materials from their fuselage when they blow up, provided the explosion doesn't break them. But anyways, apparently I'm not going to be able to kill enemies because Minecraft doesn't want them to actually stay around. But bullets do work, and they are there should you wish to use them. Again, they're kind of alpha because we don't have the benches, but they should be good enough for fun time, fun use. Anyways, that's it for the moment, and again, please do let me know if you have any issues and what you think we should do in the future. This is Don Bruce, signing off.